some whistles on Periscope.
That's what that is.
You don't have the number yet.
That shows it as well.
Today's the 17th.
Looking good. All right. Let's see who we have coming in for tonight. All right, guys, we're gonna get started here in a half a second. Glad you're all out. It's supposed to rain tonight here, right? No, it's not rain.
I think scattered thunderstorms or something.
All week, supposed to be a slight chance or whatever.
Is that the Periscope?
We got rain in the forecast all week.
Got one more minute, we'll wait. So this is Periscope 710.
So you'll start seeing it.
12 are on it right now. 12 people on it.
I think that's gonna be, in the future, I think that's gonna be the trend.
Well, she had never seen it on.
Yeah, oh, really, watch me there.
You think it's gonna be the trend? Oh, that they'll be on there?
I think people will be on there more than they will be.
45 last week.
45, yeah. That's all.
Wow.
That's crazy.
On Periscope. That's awesome.
How many now? 45.
Which is really good, I mean, because we really are,
Last week.
in many ways, we're just right out of the gate. I don't know if the gate's fully open. Get out. You guys ready to get started?
Yes.
Let's go and get started. Glad you all have come out. Thank you all for joining us on Periscope tonight. I'm Mike Bennett. I'm with Save10. And we want to just spend a little bit of time tonight talking about two things. We want to share with you what Save10 is all about. And then I do want to share some information I came across this week as well that I think would be beneficial to you all. But here's what I want to do. On the screen here, I want to talk about, well, we just talked about our purpose. Let me read it to you. Our purpose is to share with you the expansion plan of Save10 with a goal of identifying qualified individuals to assist us in growing the Save10 program in a mutually profitable way. All right? Now, our mission statement, Save10 exists to create value by connecting loyal customers and trustworthy businesses in a mutually beneficial way as well. Here we go. The value, that word right there, value. I'll talk to you because I know you're brand new. Value. We want to talk about value a little bit tonight. What does value mean? This is one definition, the relative worth of usefulness or something. Now, the bottom line is this. As you sat there tonight, or you guys sat at home tonight, you are going to make some assessments on value. Is this really of value? And this is the bottom line for me. Sometimes what's valuable to me may not be valuable to you and vice versa. We experience that all the time. So to help you through the process tonight, I want to talk about evaluation criteria. I have three things I want you to concentrate on. First of all, is the Save10 product something you can benefit from? And we'll go through that. Secondly, is the Save10 expansion plan easily understood? Is it smart and simple, which is our tagline? And the third thing is, I want you to ask yourself towards the end or through the process, are you qualified? And we'll explain more about that later, but do you have the resources to do what it takes to be part of the Save10 team? So our first goal, our goal, not our first goal, but our main goal tonight is to find qualified individuals. That's what we're here for, plus all that other stuff, right? So let's start right here, our product. We have developed a product that puts, again, loyal customers and trustworthy businesses together in a mutually beneficial way. And I did this before we started tonight because I want you to think about this. I counted in my my settings on my phone how many apps I have. Anybody done that lately? How many would you guess is on my phone? Now I'll tell you, I don't download a lot of stuff. I really don't. I was surprised at the number. How many apps would you guess? What would you think?
25.
Yeah, it's a little low. 77. Now again, I'm telling you, I don't go looking for apps, but I have found things that I thought would be useful over time. I've had my phone for a while, and I have a lot of them on there. And I'm finding that most of the apps I have, I don't even look at. But what we've developed is an app that people are looking at, and it's useful. And what we've done is we've gone out and we have found merchants nationwide. Right now there's over 200,000 coast to coast, north to south, Puerto Rico, that will give a Save10 customer preferential treatment if they show the app when they walk into the store. You can save money on eating out. You can save money on getting your car fixed, dry cleaning, buying clothes, buying NBA tickets. These are a few things that I've done. Buying tires for your car. going bowling. My goodness, it's just 200,000. You can't list them all. But what the product is this: you can go to any one of the merchants listed here, and I'll give you a few here in Little Rock, Arkansas, which is where I am. My daughter and I, Blake, we used it Sunday night. Sunday night, like, we decided to go get some pizza. So I looked on the app. Domino's Pizza's on the app. So we pulled up. I said, okay, what's the deal? They had 2 pizzas at a special deal. What did we save? $6. $6 on Sunday night just by using the app. My sons and I went to a Memphis Grizzlies game it's been several weeks ago now. I don't know when they lost the final game of the playoffs, but they're out, obviously. We bought 3 tickets that would have been valued at about $150 to $160. We bought them for $90. The cool thing is that all through the phone, got the tickets sent to me, printed them out, went to the game, and saved roughly $60 in one purchase. We bought tires for the car here. It's been about a year ago now. Saved $125 in one purchase. Bought a battery for the wife's van. Saved $27 in that purchase. So I haven't done the math here, but I've saved well over $200 just on the few things that I've told you about, let alone all the lunches I've eaten now, let alone all the other things I've done with this app in the last year. So that's our product, is a way for consumers to save money. Now, the reason I wanted to tell you guys how many apps I had on my phone, there's 77. I ran into a guy last night I was sharing this product with, and it was funny. You get all kinds of response from people, right? I said, I got to show you something, Doug. I looked at it, he looked at it. He looked at it for about 3 minutes, and then he was pulling his phone out, and he found the app he had, and he showed me his app. And he said, well, here's one I got just like that. I said, well, no, it's not just like it. I see what you've done here, but I've got apps like that on my phone too. Out of 77 apps, I'm guarantee you, there are some shopping apps in that number. Crazy thing is, I don't use them. I haven't used them in months, but the Save10 app I use almost every single day. So that's what our product is a way for consumers to save money. Now I want to share with you on the other side of the equation though, the benefit towards the merchant. Because I put one of our lines there was, right, we're trying to develop, we're trying to bring together loyal customers and trustworthy businesses. What our business partners are finding through this is they are finding loyalty. I'll give you a perfect example. I talk about these people once in a while, but Black Angus on Rodney Parham, Little Rock, Arkansas. I've lived in Little Rock for, golly, a long time, 30 plus years. 30 plus years, driven past that place thousands of times, I guarantee I have. Well, stopped in there maybe once or twice over the last 4 or 5 years. Well, I am there weekly. In fact, I've got a business meeting set up tomorrow where I'm gonna have lunch at Black Angus tomorrow at 12:30. Wouldn't have gone there had it not been for this app. They give me a discount. They have great food. I learned about the great food. The people behind the counter are wonderful, and it's been great for them. And I can tell you countless stories like that from merchants that say this has brought us loyalty. Now here's how the product works though. Merchants pay absolutely nothing for this product.
Can you talk louder?
I can, yes, I will talk louder. How's that? I'll speak up. Merchants pay $0 to be part of our program. The only thing they do is agree to give a Save10 customer a special deal. Some of our merchants are choosing to give a flat percentage off the entire purchase. So Black Angus does is 10% off. A lot of the merchants you'll see on there are going to give 40% off of purchase, or they'll give buy one, get one free. Sonic has buy one cheeseburger, get one cheeseburger free. Okay? Merchants pay nothing to advertise on this app, and it's developing loyalty for them. The consumer, on the other hand, pays a little bit of money to have this app on their phone. It's a $10 a month cost to have this app. Now, I've had, like Doug last night, say, well, I get this one for free. Why would I want to pay 10 bucks? We'll get to more of that in a bit, but I'll tell you, the one app I use for shopping on my phone is the one that I pay a little bit of money for. I'll give you a story here. I've got a good friend that has an automobile repair facility here in Little Rock, and he has what's called a Lifetime Oil Club. And you pay roughly 200 bucks one time, and as long as you own that vehicle or trade that vehicle in for another vehicle that replaces it, he will change your oil every single time you need change. Every 3 months, 3,000 miles, something like that. Every single time he'll do that for you as long as you own that vehicle. Now what he's learned is it's a very, very good value for him. He's the first guy that gets to see the belts, gets to see the tires, gets to see other stuff that needs to be fixed. But it's a great deal for a consumer, right? Well, what's interesting is talking to him about that. He said, you know, Mike, I started out giving that away. I had it for free. I told all my customers, you come to me, sign this form, I will change your oil for you as long as you own that car for no dollars. I won't charge you a thing to do it. See how many people took me up on it? Very, very few. You know when I saw success, he says? When I put a price on it. When I put a price, and it used to be higher, it used to be $249, I think they've lowered it now. When I put a value on it, people valued it, they started using it, and he said, I built my business with that. I know that works, and that's the philosophy we have here. Most programs like this, you're going to find you can text dessert to 1234 and get a free dessert while you're sitting in that restaurant. All they're doing is capturing the data on your phone, where you go, where you shop, how much you spend. They're collecting all that data. They give it enough weight, enough people take all that data, go to the merchants and say, look what we have. And then they tell the merchant, for only this many dollars, we'll put you in front of them. Save10's exactly the opposite. We need those deals. We want those deals. We're getting great restaurants. We're getting great service companies. My dad in the audience here, how much did you save on your heating and air unit?
About $270.
$270 in one purchase, right? It's working well. We put a value on it. And that's why Save10 customers use it, is they have to pay a little bit, $10 a month. But if you can save $270 in one purchase, it's a pretty good deal. So anyway, that's our product. Any questions on that? We have people that are saving $40, $50, $60, $70 a month very, very easily if they use it. Okay, so the Save10 Opportunity. Let's talk about that for just a little bit. We have a variety of ways we could market this product to the public. I just mentioned one, right? We could give it away. And then we could start trying to monetize this product by going to the merchants and trying to sell them advertising. We chose not to do that. We could be using television, radio, direct mail, put flyers in the merchant stores to try to sell them that way. We just keep the money ourselves. We chose not to do that. There's a variety of ways we could sell this product, but the way we've chosen to do it is this. We are looking for consumers, people who have a desire to save money, but would also like to make a little bit of money. We have set up a program called an associate or distributor program for them. And the way that works is if a distributor of Save10 will share the product with friends and family, and those friends and family in turn buy that, we keep track of who sold it, and we pay a commission on that. It's pretty simple. It's as hard as it gets. We pay a 10% commission on direct sales to the public, and we pay it back to our consumers. The cool thing is we've set aside 80% of our product costs to do that. Let me show you how that works. So let's talk about you. Even in this situation, you have the ability to do this. You have the ability to go out and talk to as many people as you would like. Talk to big groups, which I know Roy's working on some of that now, which is working out pretty good so far. Eric Clemens in Kansas City is doing that as well. We got people, well, Trey, Atlanta's doing that as well. So you could go to groups and you could say, listen, this is what I'm selling, this is what the product is. And if they buy the product from you, or if they buy 100 of those products from you, you're gonna make $1 per month each time that product's renewed. So let's just talk about me doing one. Let's say I go to my aunt, and I show her the app, and I say, this is how many stores are in Little Rock, which in Little Rock there's roughly I don't even know how many, is it 360? About 700? Okay, I'm way off. So I can show it, and if my aunt says, you know what, that's great, I eat at El Porton, I get my oil change at Jiffy Lube, oh wow, the limit is on there, you can buy Grizzlies tickets, wow, that's pretty cool. So she says, I want one. She gets with Save10, signs her up, Save10 collects the $10, Save10 next month gives me $1. All right, now $1, let's talk about commission, 10%. Well, first of all, let me say this, that $1 will renew next month when she decides to renew. It renews the following month. As long as she renews that membership, Save10's gonna pay me $1. So if you sell one, you basically made $12 a year. If you sell 100, you make $1,200 a year, $100 a month. If you sell 1,000, you can make $1,000 a month. So you have the ability to sell them yourselves, share the product. If they buy it, you can share and sell as many as you would like. That's one option. The second option is this. We have associates, distributors, that would like to actually set up sales teams. So, this is what's happened to me. I've shared this product with some people, and they say, so how's it working for you? I tell them, they say, well, how can I do that? So it's easy. Just sign up as a distributor with Save10. You got two options as a distributor. First option is you sign up as an associate. What's that cost? I say, well, it's $24 a year. So I say, so that's $120 for the product, yep, for $10 a month. And if I want to be an associate, that's $24 a year. That's correct. So if they become an associate and a customer, it's $144 a year. You pay the $24 up front, you pay the $10 out monthly, you can do that as well. Or we have what's called a director. Director involves some more training. There's some tools we're developing. The training platform is coming in June. They'll be able to have access to that. That's $120 a year. But there's some more commissions involved in that as well. Those are for people that really think they can make this thing go. But let's just talk about an associate right now, okay? So, to set yourself up in business, you're talking about $24 a year. That's what I want you to think about as far as we talk about the expansion plan. The product will pay for itself if you use it. So, instead of selling everything yourself, you could just start developing a sales team. And I'm going to show what happens if you develop a team of 4. Okay? You find 4 people that said, I would like to do this with you. We go through some training, show them how to do it, and you sign them up. So your first month, if you had 4 people that came in as an associate, your commission would be what? $4. You're going to get paid $1 per customer in your group, per associate. Not a lot of money, right? I'm going to tell you, here's me. If I go out to my car, you guys have heard me say this before, if I go out to my car tonight, and I look down, there's a $5 bill, not even 4, but $5 bill. Let's say one. Say $1 bill. I go out and I look down at my car when I'm getting in, there's a $1 bill. Guess what? I'm going to reach down and pick it up, right? Here's the thing, if it blows underneath my car, a gust of wind comes along, goes underneath my car, what am I going to do? Same thing you'll do. You bend down, get on your knees, get your pants a little dirty, reach underneath and grab it. I'll go as far, and I've done this, if it blows out and goes rolling down the parking lot, I'm going to be chasing it, right? So we've not done much yet. 4 people, $4. But let's show what happens if those 4 associates do the same thing that you did. Next month, they all find 4 themselves. So in this example, this person right here finds 4. What's his commission the next month? It's going to be $4. You're going to have 4 people who have earned $4 commissions. Now your commission, you've only sponsored in 4. Your commission goes from $4 to $20 on that second month. This is as hard as it gets, guys. The next month, if those 16 all go find 4, there's a potential of 64 people on your 3rd level. These people would all make $4. These people have all made $20 a month. You've just jumped up $84 a month is what your commission would be. You showed it to 4 people. They've come in as a customer, come in as an associate. You've shown 4. And then we'll just go through this here. Level 4, there'd be a potential of 256 people. Now we're going to go down 8 levels because out of the $10 we collect for membership, we set aside 8 of it to pay out commissions. When we get to the 8th level, you run out if you're an associate. Level 4, if all 256 go out and find 4, just look at the numbers. That jumps to 1,024 in your 5th level. Now we're starting to talk about some serious money. I really think we're talking about serious money if we go there. I mean, $340 a month. I mean, if a guy makes $3,000 a month, I mean, that's a 10% raise. This is bigger, right? If level 5 people do what we've trained them to do what you've done, and all 1,024 go find 4 each, is what they're looking to do. On level 6, there'd be 4,096 people. Level 7, if those 4,000 do it, 16,384. Simple math. If the 7 people find 4, 65,536 on your 8th level. You guys add them all up. The potential, let's talk about potential here, 87,380 associates in your group. If you're making $1 a month per associate, that's considerable money. Could anybody slow down just a little bit if that happened? Now, I'll tell you, I always forget to talk about this, but I want to mention it tonight. And we'll talk about it as soon as we finish this as well on this sheet. One thing I want you to know is, people look at this, and I've had high school buddies, gosh, I've had family members that'll look at this kind of stuff and they'll say, yeah, but that will never happen. It'll never happen. It's a get-rich-quick scheme. Look at those dollars. I mean, you're talking about something that just never, it's not even possible. Well, it is possible. There are people who do this all the time. This kind of business is the same kind of business really that's out there in the public now. Insurance companies sell just like this. But this kind of product movement system is a multi-billion-dollar business in this country, worldwide. These things can happen. But it's not get rich quick. I mean, Alex and I have been talking a lot lately about Save10. We're coming up on our first year anniversary. We are thrilled at where we are. Would we like to have more merchants? Well, we got 200,000, so we're thrilled with that, but yeah, we would. We'd like to have about 4 times that many. Would we like to have more distributors? Well, we're doing really well there, but we'd love to have about 10 or 15 times more distributors. And we're saying, what does it take to grow a company like this? I'm just going to tell you tonight, by the time we finish this, by the time I go through this sheet, what I want you to come away with another thing tonight is I want you to know that I want to tell you everything about why this company will work for you or why it won't. This is a business. This is a legitimate business. I told you what the fee to start your business is, $24 a year. I don't know what it costs around the rest of the country, but in Little Rock, Arkansas, to get a business license, looking at $250 a year. $250 a year. You just have a sheet of paper that says you can be in business every year. Then you got insurance, taxes, you got lease, you got employees, it just adds up. We're talking about a business that if you do this, is $24 a year. Now, I've had some people balk at that. $24, I don't know if I want to do that. Here's what I've told them. I'd love to say it's $2,400 a year. You know why? Or $24,000 a year. You know why? If you guys had, if anybody had to put $24,000 into this business, or $2,400, you treat it like a business. Now, so far I've shown it's very, very simple. Our tagline is smart and simple. And what I'm trying to do here is just be a little transparent. That's all I'm trying to do. So I'm going to show you the hardest part of this business. And it's not even hard. Is this hard right here? Does anybody in this room know somebody who would like to make additional money? Anybody? We all do. If they tell you they're not, they're lying to you. I talk to my close friends. I know what they're doing, right? I know what they're trying to accomplish. I hear the sob stories. But here's what I'm telling you. If you find the 4, who find the 4, it's will work. We train them to find 4. Now I'm going to show you through 4 levels. You can actually do nothing but find associates who are customers and grow this business through 4 levels, and we'll pay you every dime of commission through that, which should add up to $340 a month. I'll tell you though, if you don't do this one thing, actually there's one other thing I'm going to have you do, but you could actually build this business all the way down to here. And if you don't do this one other simple step, then you'll make $340 a month. It'll top off right there at the level 4. But on level 5, it talks about 1 customer. Level 6, a 2nd customer. Level 7, a 3rd, and level 8, a 4th. I want you to hear me. This is as complicated as our comp plan gets. We will ask you to do that dirty 4-letter word that nobody likes to talk about in businesses like this, which I really think makes ours more legitimate than we'll talk about it right now. We're going to have you, in addition to recruiting people who want to make money, we're going to have you sell a product to get level 5 commission to somebody who just wants the product for product value. Now, we talked about the product. There are people, and I can send you to them, and if you look online, look on the Facebook page, you will find people who are saving $80 or $90 a month with this product. All they're simply doing is pulling open the app and showing it, and they save money. Right? My thought's this: if I save $11 a month and I spend $10, that's a pretty good return. Who wouldn't like a 10% return each month, each and every month, right? So I tell you that because there will be people who will want to have this product for the product's sake only. I mean, there's one guy that spent, he actually, it was a really cool story. He took a missionary from South Africa when he was in Little Rock on a recent trip, and went and bought him some shoes and some clothes to take back with him. Saved $900 in one purchase. $900, right? So, I'm rambling a little bit here, right? So level 5, if you want to earn level 5 commissions, you find 1 person that simply wants the product for product's sake. If you want level 6 commissions, you find a 2nd. If you want level 7, you find a 3rd, and if you want level 8 commissions, you find a 4th. And that's it. So we're looking to find 4 associates that'll find 4. We're looking to sell 4 products over a period of time, and then we're fully qualified to earn whatever our group produces. Now let's talk about that. Back to my high school buddies who say, this can't be true, too much money, get rich quick. Well, let's talk about this. Let's say we miss this thing by 90%. Let's say all we do is we go out and work. Well, how long, let's talk about this. How long will it take to do this? If we talk about, I mean, think about it, you guys. How long would it take you to find 4 people? Could you do it in a month? I think I could do it in a month, right? I've done it in a month. If you could do it in a month, could you do it in a quarter? 3 months? Could. Could you do it in a year? Could you do it in a week? There's some people that did it in a day. I know one guy that put in roughly 100 people in a weekend. So, just for discussion's sake, let's talk about if you did this your first month, and they did this their second month, and then they did that the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th month. Let's say we worked for 8 months hard, and we missed it by 90%. So you didn't make this. The only money you make was about $8,700 a month. Boo-hoo, right? That is such a sad little bit of news, right? Could you do something with $8,700 a month, Kate? You probably could, right? Let's take one more step. Let's say we miss it by 99%, and you earn 1% of the potential over an 8-month period, and we only pay you $870 a month. You found 4 people, sold 4 product. And by the way, you just have to keep maintaining those 4, just so everybody's clear on that. $870 a month. Your business cost is $24 a year, $2 a month. We set you up with a website, set you up with PDF files, we've got videos, we've got a team of people that help. We're building a training platform right now. If you don't get on the training platform, I'll point out Mary Jane here in the front row, who does an incredible job of training her people. You know why? Because she treats it like a business, right? So let's say we miss it by 99% and you get 1%, $870. That make a difference, right? It would. Well, here's what I'm going to take it one more step. We worked for 8 months. 8 months with a $24 investment. I'm not going to count the product cost, because if you use the product, you'll save that money. You'll save far more than that money if you use the product. So let's forget that. That's a bonus. $24 a year. You work for 8 months. You find 4 people, sell 4 product, and we're only paying you $87 a month. Can you use $87 a month? With 1/10 of 1% of what the potential is. I could. That would be a huge thing for us. You know, we like to travel as a family. You give me 3 months of $87, we'll have a great weekend somewhere. It'll be a fun time. So what I want you to do is I want you to have confidence. I'm trying to be as transparent as I can, because I want you to have confidence in what we're trying to do here. This isn't magic. This isn't get rich quick. This is a legitimate business with a product that you can actually use, right? Now, I'll say this too. I've had some people that have either asked me personally, I've heard it through the grapevine, they said, well, just not enough money in it. Not enough money in that product right there to get me going. And I can go join XYZ and I can make $500 my first month.
Do they?
They say they can. I don't know. That's a great question. Some do, maybe some don't.
And how much did they have to pay
Well,
to
see,
get
that's
in?
it. How much did they have to pay? I thought of it.
How much per month?
Exactly. Well, that's what I thought I'd tell you guys today, just for fun. I figured out a way we could pay everybody in this room and everybody on Periscope a commission of $500 a month starting next month. You just pay me $600 a month for my product. See what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying they're all set up that way, but a lot of them have overpriced products that you may or may not even like, that you may or may not even need, that you're going to have to convince somebody else to spend several $100s a month to have, that they may not even like, that they may not even need. What we're talking about with Save10 is a $24 a year business where we will send you an app. You can put it on your phone. You can go to Burger King. You can go to Advanced Auto. You can go to Sonic. And another 200,000 stores I don't have time to list. And you can save your money, and you can actually build a legitimate business. I want you to have confidence in this. We're just starting, right? I'm convinced that even though we have a great group of associates in this room, great group of associates on Periscope, Little Rock is taking off, Atlanta's taking off, I'm convinced still nobody even knows about us yet. They absolutely don't know who we are. You guys are in the right place at the right time, all right? So here's our goal, right? Our goal tonight, I said, is to find qualified individuals, and what does that mean? You've looked at the product. I've asked you 3 criteria. You look at the product. Is it a valuable product? I mean, I'm not saying you say yes or no, but is the product valuable from what you've heard me say, right? It is. Is the plan of expansion simple to understand? If it's not simple, we need to talk more, because you're going to have to do the same thing no matter where you work. You may have to find 4 people, but you're going to have to do something with whatever job you get. The third thing is, are you qualified? That's where we are now. What does that mean? Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you is if you're watching on Periscope, you've done the first thing to start to show us you're qualified. And if you're sitting in this room, you're doing the same thing. You've actually taken a little bit of time out to slow down enough to see what an opportunity is. Aside from that, here's what we've determined. A qualified individual will show the characteristic trait, or the characteristic of having a dream or a goal larger than where they currently are. Now, frankly, the guy I talked to last night, I could tell instantly he was not qualified. He absolutely was not qualified. Didn't listen to the word I said. That's going to happen to you. You're going to talk to some people who are not qualified. And it's not a bad thing. They're just not looking right now. That's part of being qualified, is you have to be ready to take advantage of an opportunity when it presents itself. And he wasn't ready for it. I don't know if he's independently wealthy. I don't know what his situation is. He just wasn't qualified. But when you find a qualified person, it makes all the difference in the world. Now, qualified people have a dream. They have a goal to be further along than where they currently are. Qualified people have a work ethic, or they're willing to develop a work ethic. That really kind of sums it up, actually. Those 2 points, doesn't it? We can train you to do everything else. It's not hard.
Is that the guy that you were talking to last night? Is he the one that said he had a free app?
Yeah, he's the one that had the free app. Yeah.
Okay, so does he use it? I mean, if it's a free app,
He does. That's the thing. That's the first thing that showed me he wasn't qualified. Is he wasn't looking for anything. So to shut me off, he thought he had something on his phone that he could quickly show me that would shut me up. And guess what? It did. Now, it's not for his benefit. I've told people this before. I don't want to waste your time, and I really, really don't want to waste mine.
So if somebody says that to you, you just...
Yeah, I mean, you'd be nice about it, right?
6 months from now, he might be
Maybe,
ready.
exactly. And that's the thing, don't ever burn bridges. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But that's what we're looking for, is qualified people. Now, we'll stop after this, but I want you to think about, and I'll talk to Katie since you said here. Katie, I won't put you on the spot, but I want you to think. If you want to say you can. If you had $8,700, no, stocks, if you had $87 a month additional coming in, do you have an idea what you would do with that? What would you do?
Probably pay for college class.
Pay for college class, all right? That's honorable. As a father who has a college daughter, that's honorable. So let's say it jumped up 10 times that, and it was $870 a month. And let's just say for the sake of discussion that college was paid for now. Could you use $870 a month? What would you do with it?
Probably pay my parents back.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's the great young lady right there. But let's say your parents are paid back, college is paid off. Let's say you got a great job. What would you do with an extra $870 a month?
Buy a new car.
Buy a new car. Okay, now see, I thought that might be it. That's not bad. And everybody in this room would have a reason to do that. But here's the thing you'll hear when you're talking to qualified people. You have to really help them see, really, if they are. You want to know deeper than that, right? The things that people will say quickly is, I want a new car, I want a bigger house, I want to spend time with the family, I want a vacation, and I want to retire someday. That's the 5 biggies that I've heard. There may be a few others, but they're kind of variations of that. What I want you to, if you see this as something valuable for you, what I want you to do is I want you to start thinking about what color of car, actually what make and model, what color, if it has leather interior or not, if it's convertible, if it has a sunroof, Is it 18-inch wheels, 19-inch wheels? I want you to think about that. If a car's important. If a trip's important, don't think about just spending time with the family for a 2-week vacation. I'd take a 2-week vacation. Well, where? Where would you go? What would you do? Let's talk about that. Now, here's the thing. I know with $87 a month, I could tell you where I'd go, and it'd be fun. If I was at $8,700 a month, I can tell you where I'd go. And I can tell you how much fun. And I know we've been there before, we go back again. If I stop and close my eyes, I can smell it, I can taste it, I can feel it. We already know what our next house is going to look like. We've got plans. We look at some of the apps on the phone that I do use. One of them is called House, and it's got great photos of really nice parts of houses. And we look at that and we dream about that. That's part of being qualified. Now, I've read a lot this week in preparation for tonight. Hopefully, it'll come through in a second. The thing about that is a dream in itself will not make you money. But a powerful enough dream that gets some energy in you, that will help propel you. If you're not a good leader, you're going to become a leader. We'll talk about that in a bit. But a good dream is a good starting point to get you to the point to say, you know what, it is worth my time and energy to go invest and do something else. Because I'll tell you what, if you don't have one, if you just talk about retirement and you think like everybody else, retirement's simply a matter of age, 65 and I start drawing a Social Security check, that's not retirement. And plus, if you're only 24 or you're 34, well, that's not 30 years off. There's no urgency there. It's as easy to go home and watch American Idol as to start building a business, right? So anyway, I'll stop with that. Qualified individuals is what we're looking for. We don't want to scare anybody off. I know everybody in there and everybody in this room and everybody you know has a dream somewhere. It's just very deep sometimes. And if you can find those people who are willing to pull that out, dust it off, willing to put a little bit of work, and have $24 a year, you know what? This is the cool thing about that. If you use the product, you can save enough money to pay for your associate membership. If you use the product, you can pay for both the product and your associate membership and have money left over before you sign up to anybody. Now, tell me another company similar that you can do that. Tell me another company where you can go buy a skincare product or a juice or a vitamin, and again, those are all great. We have family members doing those things. We've even bought that stuff, and we've even liked some of that stuff. But tell me one of those where you can buy the product, typically for $300 a month, that will save you enough money to pay for that plus whatever it costs to get in. That's what we have. And if you can see that and you have a dream, then we got a good team. And we're building a good team. It's really getting exciting. So that's kind of the presentation for tonight. Now, on the video on Friday, this is the last part of the transparency stuff we want to start developing in you guys. And you can see, we talked Friday about having a little bit of a sales tip. And I found a good one. This is written by a guy named Evan Carmichael. And the title's intriguing. How I Failed as a Network Marketing Entrepreneur and the Lessons I Learned. And I thought, you know, that's kind of appropriate for us. I want you to see this guy's point in his article very early on is he says he despises success stories. And the reason is it appeals to fools and lazy bums. That's what he says here. Now, they appeal to us too, and I'm not a fool or lazy bum. But he said failure stories attract sincere and determined people that process the capacity to learn from the mistakes of failure and act on it. So that's what intrigued me about this article. But Evan Carmichael, evancarmichael.com is where I found this. And he starts off the article by asking the question, are you on the verge of looking at getting into a multi-level company and starting a business, or are you on the verge of quitting one? Because we will have people quit. We've already had people quit, right? It's not a secret. It happens. We've had people quit that have never downloaded the app or used it. It's just amazing to me. But he has 6 points. And he has this quote from Robert Kiyosaki. And I know Trey mentioned that last week, Rich Dad Poor Dad. You guys read that book? If you haven't read it, it's a great read. Here's the quote. Robert Kiyosaki says, there are no bad business or investment opportunities, no bad ones. What we have are bad entrepreneurs and investors. I believe he's right. Now, Evan's purpose in telling us this story is to make us understand that even in the land of promise and opportunity and abundance, many still die of lack. Even in a land of fabulous opportunities, many still die poor. He says, I want you to understand that for every 10 success stories you hear, there are 90 untold failure stories. He has 6 reasons. He has 6 reasons why he says he failed. First one is this. He said, I failed because I wasn't prepared. Now, I'm going to read this paragraph. It's a good one. One requirement for succeeding in network marketing is your investment of time equity. Now, you know what? Ironically, I find for myself, for me, the one thing that I have that's hard to come by is time, right? Now, here's the thing, though. All of us have the same amount of time. They taught you in college how many hours are in a week, right? How many hours? 168. 168 hours a week. The guy who makes minimum wage has 168 hours a week. Some of those big tech guys who are making billions have 168 hours a week. Minimum wage, billions. What's the difference? How they use that time, right? This guy's saying you're going to have to put a little bit of time equity in it. Network marketing is just like every other business, and it requires your time, more time than money. And he said, I never gave it such time. I bet it was because of the low entry capital the business required. Now again, I'm telling you, some people have told us you need to go up on that. You need to go up for 24. 24 is too little. I think it's the perfect number really right now. I really do. You can get started. You can pay your product cost monthly. Did I say that? So you can pay it monthly. I'll tell you a little secret. You'll find out if you do that. If you do that, there's a little small credit card charge that we're going to charge you, 50 cents a month. We have to do that. It's a low product cost. It's $10.50 a month. But to get started in this business, if you spend $10 for your first month, $10.50 plus your 24, you can get started in this business for $34.50. I'm telling you, you can save that back if you use the app, right? But that's a low barrier cost. And that's the one thing, the only reason I think that's too low sometimes is because it's easy to do that. Who hasn't pitched away 35 bucks? Man, our guys on the basketball team, right? We had one guy, one of our juniors, how much did he spend on supper? About 35 bucks. At supper one time we were traveling back from a basketball game. I don't know how many lemonades he had at $4 a piece. 35 bucks on supper, right? Here we go. He said, I didn't give my network marketing business the time it deserves, and that's where my failure began. So he wasn't prepared, even just with understanding there's a little bit of time commitment. Number 2, he said, I failed because I had the wrong mindset. I almost combined those, but he had them in 2, because mindset really is part of that first one. But here's what he thought about a multi-level business. He said, I thought it was going to be a stress-free, no selling, no risk on my part, and I was told my only job was to recruit distributors. Stress-free, no selling, no risk. Now, I want you to stop right there, though, when he talks about no risk. Let's talk about your risk. What's your risk? If you get in and you don't use the app, you don't even download it. Like I tell you, some people haven't downloaded it, which is silly to me. Very few have done that, by the way. I just think it's ironic. It's just funny. If you don't do that and you don't do anything and you pay 24 bucks, if you stay in 1 month, your risk is 34 bucks. You can cancel after that. That's your risk. The no selling part. Has anybody ever been in one of these and said, no, you don't sell anything? Let me tell you, that's sketchy at best. The reason we have you selling product is we know what the laws in this country say. We know at the point in time where we show some success, we know what the measuring criteria is going to be for us to justify whether we're a legitimate business or not. And it involves a little bit of selling. Now, some people are scared by that. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You are selling every single day, whether you know it or not. I do a lot of selling to get my wife, right? That's a pretty good salesman to get Renee, right? When you go for a job interview, what are you doing? You're selling. Believe it or not, when you're in class, we talked about this. The way you treat people, part of that selling. The way you treat your instructor, you gain favor. You're selling all the time. All we're asking you to do is sell just a little teeny bit here. And that's what the product is incredibly valued. And stress-free, that's probably the furthest out there for me. This is not really stressful, unless you find talking to people a little stressful. We can help you through that. But he said he failed because he had the wrong mindset. He said, I believe that perception is one of the major reasons why most network marketers fail to break through, is they have a wrong mindset. So let's stop here real quick. The mindset should be this. Is my dream big enough to get me to move, to spend a little bit of time to make a little bit of money? If it is, then you got it. Am I willing to do a little bit of work to make some money? Network marketing is a business success. Let's go on to the third. He said, I failed because I lacked sales skills. We talked about that a little bit. Just a second, I'm kind of combining them all together. You're selling all the time. This product really will. We've had, Roy, I know you've had some sell itself. Show them the app and they said, what do I do? It's not a hard sell. He said, I failed because, number 4, I failed because I was afraid of rejection. Now there's 2 more, and honestly, out of all 6, I think that's our biggest one. I think people are scared to get a no answer. I think they're scared to talk to their best friend or their brother or their neighbor or their boss or their coworkers or whoever it may be. They're scared that they're going to say no. My dad, I grew up when I'm worried all the time, right? I was worried all the time about different things. My dad would always ask me, what's the worst thing that can happen? I mean, I thought there were huge major things, right? Well, if I flunk that test, if I don't do well at that test, I'm going to have to take that class over. Well, can you live with that? Well, maybe when I'm not asking any excuse, can you live with that? Well, yeah, I guess I can. Well, then go take the test. Well, what if I do this and this? Well, can you live with that? Well, let me ask you this. If you go out and talk to 4 people and they all say no, can you live with that? I told you last night I had a guy tell me no without even telling me no. I said no for him. You get to the point in this thing where you'll start making, some people, you'll answer it just by when you say, hey, listen, I got something I want to show you. And you can tell by the way they roll their eyes just a little bit, or the way that's a no. Just look for the no's. Here's the key on this thing. You look for enough no's, you're going to find 4 yeses. This isn't difficult. But fear of rejection is why the pretty girls at the school dances always stood by the wall. It's exactly why, because the guys were too scared to go ask. Red wasn't scared. See what else he is. This guy here in this article, we're almost done, guys. He talks in this article about, he was actually an entrepreneur that sold $1 million deals. And he said, it was easier for him to go in front of a board of people or a company to try to sell $1 million project. It was easier for him to do that than to sell the $25 health product he was trying to do building his multi-level business. Now he said after all these years, he said, I'm kicking myself because I had friends who did it that are making lots of money. But isn't that ironic? He wasn't scared to be turned down on $1 million to present that, but he's scared to say, would you like to try this? I'd say no. Number 5, he said, I failed because I lacked leadership skills. Network marketing is a business that entails recruiting average people and turning them into great leaders. That's what our goal is. What we hope to do with you guys is to find a team of people that are qualified, that have a dream, that have a little bit of time they can carve out, and don't tell me you can't. Anybody see that latest Netflix report about how much hours people spend on Netflix a day? Facebook, television? You've got time. I don't care what you do, I don't care you've got time. So what we're interested in is finding people who are qualified, and we're interested in turning them into great leaders. So we're interested in doing here. He said it's a business where you maintain a close relationship with your recruits. Anybody ever gotten to one of these things, you never hear from the guy again. It happens all the time. We talked about that earlier tonight. We did. You can't build this business that way. Now, fortunately for everybody, we're building those tools. They'll be ready. Like we talked with Trey last week, they'll be ready in about a month, where we're going to put this training right out there for you to get. So if your dream's big enough, it's going to take a little bit of time to go through some training. We can train you to do this. This is not rocket science. Number 6, and we'll stop here. Number 6, he said, I failed because I gave up too soon. You know what, that's a really close first with that other one about rejection. That's sometimes what happens with rejection, is you fear rejection so much that you get one or two no's, all of a sudden it's not worth it, it's not gonna work for me. So they quit. I've talked almost too long, I'm sorry guys. I'll tell you what though, it's just one of those days where, I've had one of those days, I actually love what I do. This was a rough day. I love what I do. Here you go, Katie. So, $8,700 a month, would you worry about getting up tomorrow morning and going into work? If it just came in your checking account, $8,700 a month, wouldn't have to, right? But if you had something you really love to do, wouldn't it be great to have the freedom just to go pick what you wanted to do?
And that's what's important to me.
That's what's important.
You know, being debt free and cars and stuff, I'm past all that.
There you go. Man, that's the thing. I'm glad you said that. We talked about houses and cars and such, and those are nice. I'm not saying
Then what?
relationships.
You get that, then what?
Exactly. It's
Set your goals higher.
They're bigger things.
They're bigger.
You're exactly right. I mean, I know right now when I get up from my house, and some mornings I'm up at 3, some I'm up at 4:30, some I'm up. It just depends. But I can see when I pull out off my street. I've driven it so many times, having to go to where I have to go every day. I know where the potholes are. In my car, I don't have to see them. I know where the bumps in the road are so they don't get a bottom out, you know what I mean? And if I spent the time right now, I could tell you step by step, stop by stop, almost to the guy I almost see every day walking the same dog, carrying a little bag with him. It's just weird. I can almost tell you every step of the way. The kids that wait at the bus stops, I know there's always one guy sitting here on this, well, they're all 3 on their phones, but I can tell you who's here and who's there, tell you what corners. It's just that monotony we go through, right? And I even love what I do. So, we'll leave with this, we'll stop with this. Our product is simple. Our plan is incredibly simple. I'm not gonna say it's easy, because that's relative as well, but it is simple. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Qualified. And we all have a reason to be qualified. You just need to think it up, right? So that's all I got. We're excited. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary. Anybody who's coming up, you need to go to your back office and renew. Some really exciting stuff coming down the pike. It really is. Every day gets more and more exciting for us. We're seeing people in different parts of the country. This is a cool, I keep saying I'll stop. I promise I'll stop. Was it Friday or Thursday that I had the guy come into the office? Friday. I had a very, very cool Friday. Most people I talk to about Save10 are people who already know about Save10, and I'm either being introduced to them or being asked questions, or I'm going to talk to them. Well, Friday was a pretty cool day. A guy walked in. I happened to be at the printing shop, and I was walking behind the counter. A guy walked in. I thought, well, I'll just stop and chat with him a little bit. He walked in, and he was looking to produce a postcard for his business that developed multi-level groups. So, well, isn't this interesting? So I had the opportunity to talk about his printing job first, and he asked the question. I waited for the opening. He asked the question, something to the effect of, well, do you know much about multi-level? And I said, well, ironically, yeah, I do. And then we started talking, and we talked about, I said, well, I started one. He said, no way. So it was real fun. In the next 15, 20 minutes, Roy was there and Alex was there. I said, go get my phone. Alex got my phone, so we're showing him. And he's saying, man, this is what I've been looking for. So we actually talked for a while, then he left, and then I said, well, let's meet up later. So we met up later, and he signed up that afternoon. Sharp man. I'm from Northeast Arkansas, near Jonesboro, very good. He just put his first guy in today, but the guy's sharp. Then I look across the parking lot from where I am, and I am seeing across the parking lot a store where I'd met the manager 2 nights earlier. I was working late, had to go get something to eat, so they were one of the people that was open, so I walked in. Sharp young guy there. Struck up a conversation, said, I need to talk to you about this business I've started. He said, well, tell me about it. Now, I've learned enough to say, well, I'll tell you what, it's late, why don't I come back tomorrow? So yeah, come back tomorrow. It's 4 o'clock on Friday, went and saw him. And this 24-year-old manager, it was just really cool. This day was a great day to find a 24-year-old kid that's actually changing the culture at this fast food restaurant by training his employees, giving them goals and setting, and he said the morale's just booming. I show him what we have with Save10. He said, this is incredible. He said, I have to go past the owner, but he said, maybe I could just let me make the decision by myself. This is incredible. Understood it. So what I'm trying to tell you is I spend a lot of time at that place. Started in Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm telling you people, nobody knows about us yet. Ground for opportunity. If you get out and look for those type of things, they're all around you. They're all around you. You just have to speak up. Don't fear the rejection. Take a little bit of time and you can make this work. So that's the last thing I'll say. So guys, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you all for coming out. I'll be hanging around. If you have any questions, come ask me. But we'd love to see you guys get in and get this thing going. So thank you so much.